1.
Throw them 1,000 now. Hey, how 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No break. Now the Cowboys, baby. And we rap like the 80s. Let's go. 10. Touchdown, Depot with a slot. This is my end zone. Give me everything you got. Defense hit him with that Cosa Nostra. Quan Alexander, this dance, Nick Bosa. 49er Empire, 49er Empire. This is for the fan base, die hard, set by. Stand up, oh, now to the heart, baby. Pull on back in Candlestick Park. Levi, CI, represent knee-high. Gold blooded since the embryo, yeah, I'll be high. D4, the mayhem, sweet and some vino. Sideline hustle, big homie Alvarino. Feel no pressure if they really want to tangle. Ask Iggy shuffle about block button bangles. 2-minute drill, everything is dandy. Huddle up winners, isn't that John Candy? Hot boys, not a hot boys, baby. Rapping like the 80s.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? It's your boy, Niners Thickness, coming to you live here on YouTube. Get ready to talk some NFC championship game between your 49ers versus the wannabe cheesehead Packers. That's what we're facing. We're going to be talking some football, Niner football. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to be talking Packers, Niners, what the Niners need to do to win the game, what they need not to do to lose the game. And I'm going to have my guys here next to me join me in this show. Going from to my left is Mike, Florida Mike. What's up, Florida Mike?
What's going on, family? How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. And then the next to him is Mr. Michael Miller. What's up, the GM? Can you hear us, Mike?
I don't think he can hear you.
Okay, he froze.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next to him, it is Nate, Boston hater. Nate, what's going on?
Hey, Boston's going on. Did you see what's happening to that baseball team? Things are good in Boston.
It's beautiful. Are you with us there, Michael? Well, he just keeps freezing up.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Michael,
I'm here.
You're not moving. You're not doing anything. You're frozen.
He probably has to log off and come back on.
Yeah, we'll run it here while he's gone. How's everybody doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm feeling ecstatic.
Yeah, good, excited.
You're looking for a good game on Sunday?
Definitely.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Before we break into this and get deep into it, do you guys think it will be a blowout, or possibly could it be a blowout, or do you guys think it'll be tighter than what people think it will be?
It absolutely can be a blowout. And there's a couple of things that Green Bay will have to do right off the top, and we'll get into that later, if they don't want this to get away from them early.
Good point. What about you, Mr. Florida Mike? What do you think? You think it'll be a blowout? You think it'll be a closer game? What's your thoughts?
I'm still going with the 10-plus victory. I believe we'll beat them convincingly. Will it be 37-8? I don't know, but I am confident that we'll get this W, and I believe we are very capable of blowing them out again.
So, with that said, do you guys believe that when a team gets blown out, that it's hard to beat them again when they get blown out the first time?
Oh, I just think that it's hard to blow them out twice. Now, can we beat them convincingly? Sure. I mean, I don't, in my mind, a 2-touchdown win is not necessarily a blowout. But that's about where I think it's going to end up, somewhere in the neighborhood of a 2-touchdown victory.
Okay, that's good.
I personally think that we'll beat them 10-plus. I mean, and when I say 10-plus, to be specific,
Beto,
I'm looking at a 10 to 20 point win. I think that we can just really We're just better than them. Period. You know, for them to make this game
I can't hear either
close,
one of you.
we would have to turn the ball over a lot on offense. That's just my humble opinion. I don't see our defense taking a step back. I see our defense taking a step forward and pounding them harder. We got guys that are back that we didn't have last game, so I don't think that they're going to
What
come
happened
out
there?
doing a whole lot. I mean, they might look good first quarter, some new stuff, but it ain't going to be much of nothing. So I believe we're just a better team than they are.
I agree. Nate, you back with us? Nate,
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
Can y'all
hear
hear me now?
Michael. I don't hear anybody else.
you hear me, Michael? Interesting. Okay. Um, hopefully he'll come right back in. Can you hear me, Michael?
Through
I guess it's going to be me and you, bro, until they come back in. So go ahead and say. So it's going to be interesting, bro. It's going to be interesting. What people don't realize is our defense did what they did um, without D Ford. And are you there, Nate?
I hear you now. Yeah.
How about okay? Can you hear Mike?
Uh,
Mike.
Mike not saying anything.
I can hear you, Nate,
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
but I can't see or hear nobody else.
Oh Lord. Okay, so he's gonna come back. We're gonna play musical
Verbatim.
chairs tonight. So can you? So what I was saying when Mike gets back in a second, what I was saying was we didn't have Deep Ford, we didn't have K1 Alexander when we played him the first time, but I've been hearing that we might not even play K1, not because he's not healthy, but I think they're going to go with 6 defensive backs instead of in 2 linebackers. Did you hear that? They might go with K1 over K1.
What?
Yeah, they're saying that they might take K1 Alexander out and go with K Williams in the nickel and have an extra corner instead of a linebacker.
That's still going to put him in there because of his ability to cover. So I don't see them just going without him in that. He's still going to get some snaps in that because he's the best cover linebacker we have. So
What's up, Chemo? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, man. What's up, Royce? Welcome to the show. Yeah, so that's what I've been reading. But you know, I understand Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I understand he's been playing. He played well against Seattle. Where personally, I didn't think he played that as much as they're saying he played good. He had some good throws against Seattle, but I don't think he played as what people are hyping him up. I mean, that defense in Seattle wasn't that good, and they came back and almost beat them in Lambeau. So
he pretty much disappeared in the second half.
I agree. And so he had a couple of good plays, a couple of good throws, but for people to say he was consistent through the whole game, I just didn't see it. I watched tape, and I didn't see that consistency with Aaron. And as good as Aaron is, the last time I checked, you need a supporting cast around you. And yes, their defense is better with the Smith brothers, Preston Smith and Cedarius Smith. And yes, they have a running back with Aaron Jones. But if we stop that run and we make him a one-dimensional, and even if he does quick screens, our defense is much faster with Kalen out there. So I just don't see Aaron Rodgers just throwing for no 350 yards and 45 times in the air.
350 yards. If he throws 45 times, he's going to get butchered.
He'd probably be taken out on a stretcher, and I don't mean to be mean.
I mean, maybe not on a stretcher, but he's going to take a licking, that's for sure. So I don't know that. I'm sure that that's not their plan. That's
I
not
hope
a
not,
good plan.
because they're putting him in harm's way.
Yeah, that's a bad plan. I'm sure they're not doing that.
They're going to try
At
to
least
run.
that.
They're going to try to establish the run as much as they can.
Yeah, well, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's probably not going to be highly effective. I mean, last time I think they ran for 119 yards. They ran for more yards than they passed. That's for sure. So
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
not like
statistically,
you know,
Aaron Rodgers had his worst career,
yeah,
worst game in his
and I don't
career.
expect that to happen again.
Yeah, people don't realize Aaron Rodgers. If they would have got this defense and this running game maybe 4 or 5 years ago, Aaron Rodgers would be dangerous. Aaron Rodgers is not the same Aaron Rodgers as he's been in the past, and facing a defense like ours, which is very dominant, fast, he'll get his plays here and there. He'll get the ball to Devontae Adams. I see Devontae Adams getting maybe 60, 70 yards against our defense, but not to the point where he's going to be so effective that he's going to win the game for them. Um, I, I just don't want to see the Niners go into the fourth quarter with just a 7 point lead. If the Niners just have a 7 point lead going to the fourth quarter, I'll begin to worry a bit. We don't want those type of close games. I would love to go into the fourth quarter up by 13, 14 points.
You would worry, you say, huh?
A little bit.
No,
Not you, Nate?
no.
What about you, Mike?
Hey man, look, I'm in Florida, man. You know how we are with football down here. We're cocky, we're arrogant. I ain't worried about nothing. You know what I
Okay.
mean? At the end of the day, we control our destiny. They're not gonna beat us. We have to beat ourselves. We're better than them. Point blank. Period.
And you want to answer Kimmel's question? I'll read it out and you guys can answer. It says, I think Coach, he's making a statement actually. I think Coach Kyle's game plan is going to be even more interesting, especially with this game. Your thoughts, boys?
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of similar things that you saw last time, but what you're going to see is some kind of spin off of what they did to beat them last time. Because, see, this is what they were looking at. They, on a couple of occasions, ran that same route, got some really good results off of it, but they added a wrinkle to it that the Packers weren't used to. So they're probably going to add another wrinkle to the same thing because it opens the field the same way. They're going to adjust, and we're going to have an adjustment for their adjustment. So I don't think that there's going to be like huge differences because at this time in the year, you don't want to change who you are. You'll be doing your team an injustice. So will he have some wrinkles that will? We're going to do what we do. We're just going to add a little wrinkle here, wrinkle there, just to throw them off.
Yeah, I read some reports that I believe they were saying Steve Young, my favorite 49 of all time. They were saying that the Packers, I guess, they might have a little success if they tried to run Rodgers, make him mobile, since we struggle with mobile quarterbacks. But I'm like, that's not going to work. I mean, people forget, man, we were missing Quan Alexander, D Ford. I believe we're missing Tart. We're missing some players, and we still beat them without those guys. So they're back. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
honestly think this is going to be. I think we're going to win convincingly. The only concern we should have is if we turn the ball over a lot offensively, which I don't see us doing. I mean, we've been taking care of the ball good enough to win football games. Outside of that Steelers game, we haven't had a game like that. So I'm
Seattle,
good, man.
Seattle.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I forgot about the Seattle one. Yeah. Well, but in fairness, that Seattle one, we had some players come back from weeks out. So with a
yeah,
healthy roster, I
yeah.
don't see us doing that again.
I mean, the bottom line is when it came down to it, in the biggest games, we show up.
Mm-hmm.
And have we had a couple of lapses? Yeah, we've had a couple of lapses, but they were against teams like, for instance, Atlanta, coming off of a big road trip. Doing pretty well on that 3 game stretch. One of them was at home. Um, yeah, I don't know what exactly they expect to do other than, uh, like I said, They got to get big games out of Adams, big games out of Rodgers, big games out of their pass rush. Outside of that, I don't know what the answer is for them. And we'll see on Sunday.
Yeah, I
Man,
don't.
with a full healthy roster, for the key players that are physically able to play, that's not having like a season injury, we're undefeated. Let that sink in. You know, the games that we've lost, we didn't have D Ford, we didn't have a Richard Sherman against Atlanta. This, every game that we've had Ford and Sherman out there together, we won. So I'm not worried about nothing.
Yep, yep. Real quick, let me throw this in there. I'm still getting used to this.
Okay.
Please watch. Please hit the like
I
button
can't hear
on.
Beto.
Can you hear me,
No,
Nate?
I don't hear him either.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I think a lot of
Can you guys hear me
fans.
now?
Yes.
Yeah, can hear you
Okay.
better.
Real quick, guys. Before we go further, I should have did this in the beginning. Everyone, hit the like button and hit the subscribe to the channel. Support us by hitting the like button. Support us by subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you will be notified when we go live, so that you don't miss our live shows. As we tend to go live on Friday at 7 p.m. But like tonight, sometimes we move it up a half hour. We did at 7:30 p.m. Uh, Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you have that notification bell lit up, you will know exactly when we go on, so that you do not miss our shows. We appreciate you guys' support. Also, let your friends and family know to watch us on YouTube, where they're going to get all the Niner information. And we're going to keep it real. We're going to be honest, and we're going to tell you the way it is. We're not going to sugarcoat anything, even if it's regarding our own players. So thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to throw that in there, guys. But um, I wanted to ask you guys a question, kind of a little bit of over and unders. Okay, I'm gonna throw a little over and unders. See if you guys can answer it. And even though those the viewers can also participate. Do you think we go over or under 180 yards rushing?
Under.
What about you, Mike?
I believe under. I think we're going to throw the ball more this game. I think they're going to game plan for our run, and I think the way we match up with them, I think we're going to have a bigger game passing this game.
Okay, so with that said, over and under, Jimmy Garoppolo over 250 and 2 touchdowns, or under 250 and 2 touchdowns?
It's close. It's going to be in that ballpark.
I would say under 250 and more than 2 touchdowns.
Okay, interesting, interesting. And who do you think will be the reception of that on the passing side? Do you think it'll be Kittles, Debo, Emmanuel?
Are you referring to touchdowns?
Who's be the ones going to be receiving those touchdowns? The majority of them.
Neither one of the guys you named, Kendrick Bourne.
Wow, really?
Hey, he's been finding a way to get in that end zone. Even though he'll drop a pass or two here, he'll find a way to catch it in the end zone when he counts.
No, it's interesting you said that, because when I said really, it wasn't I'm shocked you said it. That's my thought too. I think he's a guy who's going to be kind of come out of the under the radar. They're not really planning for it. I think they're planning more for Debo and definitely Emmanuel Sanders and George Kittle. And I think Kendrick Bourne could have a big game against this defense and can definitely do some damage. So when you said it, it was more like wow, we're thinking alike. I like that. What about you, Nate?
I think that their game plan is going to be pushing toward trying to slow down Kittle, and they will slow him down somewhat. He'll probably have 5 to 7 catches for about 70 yards, is my guess. Um, I think that what's going to happen is they're going to let those wide receivers get loose. That's what I think. Primarily, Emmanuel and Debo.
Interesting. Now, would you guys be surprised if he threw over 300 yards,
No,
Jimmy?
no.
Yeah, I think honestly, when it comes to touchdowns, I think Kendrick Bourne is definitely going to be a factor. But when it comes to totality of yards for receiving, I think Debo Samuel is going to lead us down the road. I don't think that I don't think they can stop him the whole game. I think he's going to have some big plays and he'll get yards after catch. He's been showing it all season. I mean, since we got Emmanuel Sanders. So why doubt him now? I think he's going to take it another step further.
Interesting. I think that Emmanuel Sanders is going to have a good game as well. I know they're going to try to double cover him, but I think he's gonna get open. He's going to show what kind of vet he is. He's going to show that this is where he's going to put all his marbles down in the middle, and he's going to play, man. Not that he hasn't been playing good all since we have him, but I think he's going to have one of those games he had against who was it? Was it the Saints? Where he had over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, I think that was the last time he did, like 175.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have that much,
Yeah,
but I think I think he can get at least 80 in a TD and a touchdown in this game. But I agree. I think that the strategy of the Packers are going to try to stop the run. They're not going to be successful stopping the run, but they will slow it down a bit. But I think it's going to have to err because they doubt Jimmy G. Everybody doubts Jimmy G. They doubt Jimmy G. They just think, what I've been hearing all week, and I understand about commentators and people, but I know I do listen to ESPN and just to I like to get their thoughts on it. Whether I don't agree with them, but they've been like something. They were saying something to the point where Jimmy almost threw 3 interceptions against Minnesota, but they didn't catch 2. They finally Kendrick caught 1, and I'm like, I don't care how many interceptions it looks like they should have caught. The one that counts are the ones they do catch. I just hate the ones I hate when they use that. Why he could have thrown 3 interceptions. Well, he didn't. He threw 1. Coulda, shoulda, woulda doesn't really matter in a game. You know what I mean? So I think Jimmy's tired of hearing this. I think Jimmy is going to be calm, cool, and collective. I think he learned that from Brady, how to stay relaxed, and I think Jimmy is going to have a really, really good game. And we need a good game from him because we need momentum going into the Super Bowl, especially if we're going to play someone like Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion. What you guys
Yeah, how was Garoppolo's injury? Because he took a little ding in last game. Is he
Oh
okay?
no, that
no injury.
he shook that off in
No,
about 10 minutes.
okay, cool.
It was one of those how you feel something, but you don't know. It kind of feels weird, but then you kind of walk it off and it just goes away. That's what it was. He just but the next series he was fine.
I saw a comment that popped up from Christian a minute ago about the game being closer. I can't see the last tail end of it. What's going on, Christian? Hope is all well, man. Says he thinks the game will be closer this time around because Green Bay is going to have something to play for. Like we're on a, I can't see the rest of it, but
It's like we are on Sunday.
I've heard that talk a lot, and it's funny. It's common talk to assume that Green Bay is going to be hungry. They're going to have something to play for. They don't want to get embarrassed. People act like we don't have nothing to play for. People act like we're content with 13-3, beating Minnesota, and we're not going to come out just as hungry as them. They act like our players aren't wired mentally and physically to think we're one game away from the Super Bowl. We got a home turf to defend. We want to beat Aaron Rodgers just as bad as they want to beat us. For them, if it's a revenge game, for us, it's a proving game. Put up or shut up. We don't want to be the 13-3 team that had this great season and then we go home. Nah, that's not happening. We got just as much as they got to play for. So I guarantee you, we're going to beat the Packers, man. I'm telling y'all, personally, I believe we're going to beat them. I don't know what you want to consider a blowout, but I'm very confident we have a double-digit victory.
Yeah, I don't understand where anyone's coming from with uh, they have something to play for. I mean, they had
That's
something
just
to
the
play
media,
for
man.
last
That's just the
time
media trying to line it
because
up.
if they have something to play for, if they'd have won the last game, this game would be in Lambeau.
Yeah. What just because you think you can do something, when it comes push to shove, doesn't mean you can always try to do what you thought. And what plays out in your mind, doesn't always manifest the outcome when you get there. So they can think they can have something to prove. They think that the cockiness of Coach Matt LaFleur. I don't know if you know when they beat the Seattle. What did they first thing he said? What did he use? I don't want to misquote him. Revenge. It's a revenge game, or it's a something to the fact that they're going to come back and beat us because they're getting an opportunity to do so. And honestly, they can psych themselves out all they want. They can get all fired up. They can be loose as they want. But like Nate said, and like Mike said, the Niners have something to play for too. They want to go to the Super Bowl. They're defending the home turf. The Packers got to play us, and I don't believe in that. The pressures on the Niners, like Aaron Rodgers says, well, the pressures on the other team. No, the pressures on both teams. The only thing that I don't want the Niners to do, and I don't think they're going to do, is be too cocky. Where like, oh, we beat them so easily that we can kick their ass. No big deal. But I don't see them having that type of mentality. I love what Kyle Shanahan said. Don't be stupid. This game on Sunday is totally different from week 12. This is doesn't mean they can't do it again, but you can't base it off week 12. That was a few weeks ago. You got to do it all over again. But I think the Niners, pound by pound, spot by spot, position by position, we are just better overall than the Packers. And their Smith brothers are good, but we didn't have Staley the first time around, and then we had what's his name, Mike McClinchy, but he wasn't really playing at the level he's playing now.
First game back. Right?
First game, no, he was second game back. He came back against the Seahawks.
Oh, that's right.
But he still has some little webs, trying to sort out. And even against Minnesota, he got burned at one time by Sedarius. Well, I'm being generous, maybe twice, but for a sack once.
So,
but after that, you didn't hear Hunter's name at all.
Because Hunter was matched up on Kittle and getting destroyed over and over. I think the snap count was 21 times that Hunter was matched up with Kittle. I think that's what I remembered hearing.
Was Kittle lined up on the left with Haley, or was he on the right?
He spent a lot of time blocking Hunter in the run game. And I remember there was one time when I was listening to something where he was mic'd up, and he basically rode Daniil Hunter back about 15 yards and was screaming to the sideline to run again after he did it. So, a lot of that was the fact that Kittle put him to rest.
Yeah, their pass rush is good. I'm not taking nothing away from their pass rush. The Smith brothers are good. They can't cover as well, but they're good pass rushers. But I think we can hold them. I think we can hold them more than they're going to be able to hold our defensive line. We're going to get to Aaron more than they're going to get to Jimmy personally.
First of all, you got to remember, Jimmy threw 20 passes last game. 20. That's it. So, no matter what his number said, which I think he had like 250 yards on those and completed 14 to 20, I think it was.
Yeah,
for like 253 yards. I mean, if you're going to get gashed like that, you don't have to throw as much.
No. Absolutely, you don't.
Hey, I'm gonna add something too, man, because I've seen some comments still flying across about the Packers being motivated and all this stuff. Listen, do you guys really think Kyle Shanahan does not want to get to the Super Bowl just as bad for the simple fact that he's hearing about Atlanta still? Do you guys really think that D Ford doesn't want to get when he got criticized for his play calling?
Yep.
Do you think that D Ford does not want to get back to the Super Bowl after he went off sides last year and he was one play away from going? I mean, we got God. Do you think Richard Sherman doesn't want to prove to the world that he still got it and indirectly prove to Seattle that they messed up not wanting to pay him what he feels he's worth. Do you think that these guys aren't motivated? All these and the other guys that we have, Garoppolo, he wants to get out of this Brady shadow and create his own legacy. Like, guys, we got a team full of guys who got something to play for. At the end of the day, dude, it's Super Bowl or bust. There is no Green Bay has more to play for. No, we got equally much as they got to play for, like Beto said. So, like, bottom line is this, man. If we're 13-3, we beat the Vikings 27-10. What is Green Bay's second time playing them and Rodgers? Man, forget that, bro. At the end of the day, they got to play us again.
Yep.
Why do we get in this mindset? We got to play them again. We got to see Rodgers. We got to, man. Who cares, bro? Kaepernick beat Rodgers a couple times in his younger years. I mean,
Yeah.
this 49er team is very capable of beating him again. Very capable, and we will.
I'm sorry, this team is not as good as that team either.
No, and I don't think Garoppolo's as good as Kaepernick was back then either.
Oh no! Oh, whoa! No! What I meant was the Aaron Rodgers led
The
team back
Packers.
then was
Yeah.
better than this current iteration. And
Right.
no, Kaepernick was not better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, not in a past standpoint, but I mean, it's nice to have his legs running around. That would be nice.
Yeah, you got running backs for that. No, they're fine. We're a better team than that team was altogether. We are better than all of Jim Harbaugh's teams right now.
Even in coaching. But I like the point that Ismael Ortiz brought up, and I think everybody in the locker room has highly respect for Joe Staley. He's a veteran. He's been there for a long time. To Mike's point earlier about playing for something. Don't you think these guys want to win a ring for Staley? You don't think that have that motivation? They want to get Staley a ring.
I don't know.
Internally, as teammates, I think they do. I don't think they speak about it too much. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure that all these guys want to win a ring for themselves. Most of them don't have them.
I don't think
Exactly.
I think we have two people on this team with a ring.
Well, yes, Garoppolo and Sherman.
You want to count Garoppolo? No, I wasn't talking about him.
Well, he does have rings.
Sanders.
Yeah, I'm not talking about guys sitting on the bench, bro.
But
I'm
there's still
talking
rings.
about Sanders and Sherman that
Sanders.
actually contributed.
Oh, that's right, Sanders.
Not guys holding clipboards. No.
Well, he'll have a ring this time.
Well, he's got to get out there. He's earning it this time. So
he'll get there. He'll get there. He'll get there.
Yeah.
Christian
There are no Boston rings anyway. Be quiet.
That's right. No new players there. This is like the Ravens when they played hard for Ray Lewis on this retirement tour. He definitely needs to win for Joe Staley because I broke out. Where did he go? You never know when this is his last year in the NFL. I mean, technically, everybody wants to play for their own. They want to get their own rings, obviously, overall. But I know that they have a little bit extra help. But the whole point that I'm trying to make with that is, it's absurd to just say that the Packers are hungrier. It's absurd to say that they wanted more. It's absurd to say their players wanted more. What their players are, what our players don't want nothing. Our players are content. I mean, I don't understand that perception of where Roger wants it more. Well, you don't think Jimmy wants his own ring? The Packers, they want to get another ring. I mean, listen, both teams want it 50-50 as bad as the other. The team that plays better on Sunday will get what they want in a sense of getting to the Super Bowl. But to hear the Packers want it better, that's absurd, man.
Rodgers got a ring. How many Super Bowls has he appeared in? Just one, right?
Just one.
Okay. Enough said.
Yeah.
Let that marinate. Enough said. All this talk about Green Bay, Rodgers. Look, Rodgers is a great quarterback. I'm not going to take nothing away from him, but he's appeared in one Super Bowl his whole career.
Yeah, I mean, that's nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm not saying there's nothing to be ashamed of. We're talking about the subject of, us playing against Rodgers again, which we've done before in our franchise, how it's hard to beat a guy like Rodgers twice. I don't know, man. I don't feel that way, honestly. I feel like in his career, he's appeared in one Super Bowl. He hasn't at this
Right
level.
back.
He hasn't passed. So not worried about it now.
Yeah, he's been beaten twice before in the same year by this same franchise.
Exactly. And I think a lot
Yeah.
of our fans are
Uh,
forgetting that.
Note 2013, right?
I agree. And we beat them in Lambeau on top of that.
That was in the playoffs. Yeah.
Right. And my thing is, at the end of the day, at first it was we can't go to Lambeau, it's gonna be harder. Now we got home field. Now it's they're gonna be hungrier. It's like always something about our team that we gotta have this big fence and everybody else has got the advantage it seems. And that's just mental. That's just people being scared. Let's just call it what it is, bro. People are afraid, man. The root of their comments or their views are coming from fear, worrying about possibly losing. I mean, like I said, we are a much better football team. We lose this game, it's going to be because we beat ourselves. I don't see Green Bay doing anything to beat us. I don't. I mean, we beat them 37-8. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
but
that's true. But I'm looking at one of the comments by Ismail Ortiz. It says Sherman will be on Adams. Well, that's not necessarily true. Um, we don't have not and probably will not move our defensive backs around to shadow a guy. We haven't done that this year at all. We're the number one pass defense, and we keep our corners on the side that the receiver, on the side they normally play. The only time we ever see one move over is where they got all the receivers on one side and there's no receivers on the other side. That's the only time you'll see them on the same side. So I'm going to say that there's probably going to spend a lot of time lining up Adams in the slot or on um, on E-Man. So he's probably not going to see a lot of Sherman. Just logistically and the way we play, he's probably not going to see too many snaps against Sherman.
I also want to add too, man. I love the way Sherman addressed the critics, man, about that. Playing 1-on-1 against their best receiver, playmaker. Like like Nate said, man, he's been playing on the left side majority of the season. If they come on him, they come on his side. They come on his side. But there's no reason for us to change what we do. Like we're playing really good on defense. When we got our defense healthy, like Sherman and Ford playing together, we're undefeated. So I don't see anything changing at this point. All gas, no brakes, like we've been saying, brick by brick. Keep it moving. We beat Green Bay, and that's all I'm focused on right now. Not worry about the AFC until we get there. So Green Bay is all we should be focused on.
I agree. You play your type of football. You don't
Yeah,
trade your
man.
type of football
That's
for
it.
nobody else.
We beat them the way we beat them, and we make some adjustments. Obviously, they're going to try to do some different things, but all that talk their coach did, bro. That's when the cameras come on and the lights is on. When them camera and lights go out, bro, all that don't mean nothing. It's not going to transition over to the field, bro.
Nope.
You know
You
what I
can be as
mean?
hype as you want. If you can't produce it on the field, it don't mean nothing. It's just
We're gonna
hype.
be hyped too, man. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I think some people really, really getting scared. They listen to these commentators way too much, let them sink in their head for no reason.
Well,
Stay away from that TV, man.
K1, either you have confidence in your team or you don't. You know what I mean? I know we're not part of the locker room. We're just fans. We're not there day by day. We're not in the practice field. But man, either you have faith in your defense and what they showed us all year long. I mean, they're 13-3. We got 3 games by 3 points or less. We played every team to the fourth quarter, to maybe the last minute or two of the game. As long as the Niners play their type of football, discipline, do what they're execute what they're trying to execute, there ain't no team that can beat us, man. The Niners ain't afraid of nobody, and they shouldn't be afraid of nobody. They have a lot of confidence. They believe in themselves. They know they can compete. I mean, they competed a lot of games. They competed against the Saints. They competed against the Ravens. Yeah, they lost against the Ravens, but it's not like the Ravens blew us out of the water. We lost by 3 points in a field goal. So that doesn't break your confidence. And a lot of people talk about how the Packers are coming in here wanting revenge and crap like that. Listen, I don't care who you are. When you get beat down 37-8, maybe not all the players, but some of those players are wondering, dang, can we compete with that team? Can we actually? That has to be mentally in their mind. How long that lasts is a whole different story. But they got to be thinking, man. Can we did everything we could on that Sunday night to try to compete with the Niners, and they blew us out. Now the game was closer than the points sufficed, but you don't get a beatdown like that and don't have some type of fear of getting beat down or getting embarrassed like that again. So they're dealing with their own little demons in a sense. So you're right when people are talking about the Niners are afraid or the Niners are Jimmy Garoppolo don't have the experience. He has he throws too many interceptions. We can't stop nobody. It's all social media. It's all about ratings. That's all they want to do is talk
That's
ratings.
why I don't watch them guys,
But
bro.
they
That's
don't
why I
know
don't.
jack shit.
Crap either.
They don't know anything. They don't play for the Niners. They don't play for the Packers. They're not in the locker room. They don't know the chemistry. They don't know the love of the players they have for one another. They don't know anything. All they offer is their opinion based on what they see on film, which
Bro,
is fine.
you had people up here, saying all kind of crazy stuff, man. At the end of the day, bro, you know, Seattle on the other hand wanted revenge, didn't they? They after that last game, did anybody think they want no revenge? Did nobody think they want to beat Green Bay to get to us so bad? Who cares what people want, man? It's what you do on the field, bro. You
It
know what I'm
didn't
saying?
happen. You're right. Yeah, it
Bottom
didn't
line
happen.
is, man, I hope 49er fans are not buying. I know y'all watch these people, man. I mean, that's y'all thing. I'm not knocking you. But if you're going to watch these people, some of their comments, bro, you guys give them way too much attention, man. Like, y'all are
You got to
putting
take
your
it with a
emotions.
grain of salt. Yeah, you
You're
can't take it
putting your
literally.
emotions into guys that are getting paid
Yeah.
to purposely stir up
And
controversy. They have a script. They have a script that they have to an itinerary that they have to follow. So they have to genuinely act in some of their scripts. Some of the stuff they believe and some of the stuff they don't. But they're
Yeah.
going to say whatever it does to take ratings. Like if this YouTube segment we got right now, if we all agreed on every single thing, right? I mean, every time we talk, like let's just say we agreed on everything, half of y'all wouldn't even be watching this right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or if we agree on things and we make real valid points about it, it'll be kind of like, all right, they talking real, but what do they got to bring? So my thing is this: I don't disagree with people to do ratings, bro. I'd rather be organic and natural. You know what I mean? So you could feel the passion behind someone's argument as opposed to just being saying you're the antagonist, you're the protagonist. Y'all better learn how these communication majors work, bro. I'm telling you, man.
And
They
and,
got
and
scripts, bro.
and to add to that, just because they may be Hall of Famers that are speaking doesn't mean that they're not speaking script either. Just because it's Shanahan, Shannon Sharp or an ex football player, just because they're an ex football player, and even if they played well, it doesn't mean they know exactly what they're talking about when it comes to the Niners or the Packers. So you
can
got
we
to
let
take
this
it
go?
with a grain of
Can we
salt,
really let this go?
huh?
God, are we still going on about pundits? Oh my.
No, but because here's the thing
Okay.
too, bro. We
No,
got
no.
Yeah, but
we
it's good
got
for the
we
viewers, though.
no
Okay.
no 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 no
Okay.
no. This is not just about viewers. We got people right now putting messages up saying about the conspiracy. We
Oh,
got reason to be scared. Like just read it. We got people right here. This is why I'm
Okay.
addressing
Here you
this.
go. You want some conspiracy? Here's some conspiracy. Um, 1994, 25 years ago, during the 75th anniversary of the NFL. Now you're on the 100th. Now look, 75th anniversary, 49ers, 13-3, Super Bowl winners, 13-3. So 49ers, 100. What, 25 years later? Same thing? Conspiracy? Maybe? I don't know. Who cares? Come on, man. You know, yeah, I see it, I hear it, but come on, man. This is
yeah.
not
The
conspiracy. And
NFL is
if
not
you
that
want to go
stupid.
that way, we've got those too for you if you'd
Yeah,
really like them.
yeah. The NFL is not going to do that. They're not going to. They're not going to mess up their legacy and their brand by doing something stupid like that. The cravability.
Man,
That's just people
I'm
bringing it. People just bring it up because again, it's something to talk about. You got to bring up something to be excited to talk about. So what do? Oh, the very first game, Packers and Chiefs, and it's been 100 years ago. Well, it's just something for them to talk about. But once you're on the field, it's a whole different story. Once you're playing, do you think the players care about conspiracy? Do you think they care about who won 100 years ago? They're playing in 2020, and the Niners want to advance, and they're going to do everything within their power to advance to that Super Bowl. They're not worried about conspiracy. That's all just for radio talk shows, for the TV ratings, and I find it interesting, to be honest. 'Cause I'm bored during the week. I'm bored during the week, in my opinion. I like to hear shit. I don't. The thing about though, I don't. I take it with a grain of salt. I don't sit there and buy everything they say. I like what they say, and I think it's funny, and I just sit there and laugh and whatever. But I don't sit there. It's not the gospel of the NFL Network. It's not the gospel of ESPN. You know what I mean? It's not like it's because they said it. It has to come true. You got to take it with a grain of salt, man. Just take it as humor, take it as fun during the week, and eat what you want and spit out what you don't, man. You don't have to swallow the whole damn pie if you don't like it. Just take a bite. You don't like it, spit it out. You know what I mean? Go look for another pie. But
I'm being force fed it right now.
Huh?
I said, but I'm being force fed it right now, so I can't spit it out.
Mike's gonna burp you after.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Sometimes we do have to bring discussion like this though for the viewers and keeping it interesting for them. So that there's gonna be a lot of topics that we do bring up on here on this show that may be like a little absurd, but we're not gonna sit there and waste a whole 30 minutes on a topic. But sometimes it's fun just to bring a topic and debate about it a little bit, and then chew it up and then spit it out and move on to the next. And
man, it's all good, bro. It's like we got fans on here saying the same thing. So this is not just about cronies on shows, because as y'all know, me and Nate don't even watch these clowns, man. So for our fans that are tuning in and investing their time into us, hey, I don't mind addressing it me individually. I don't mind addressing it from our fan perspective. But from the cronies, I ain't worried about them, bro. I don't put nothing they got to say in stop. But if our fans are coming on here, because I'm seeing the comments, we got fans on here talking about this curse, talking about Green Bay's going to be motivated. I'll address that. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
What about Charles, man? Are you a Niner fan or are you a Packer fan, bro? Because what about the State Farm Bowl?
Hey,
you're talking about the commercial.
You know what? If you want to talk about a State Farm Bowl, State Farm didn't help Aaron Rodgers before, and it's probably not going to help him now. He should have got Allstate.
So the mayhem's coming. That's right.
Yeah.
He would have been better off with Allstate than he is with State Farm. He's gonna. I think he's going to be changing his policy after Sunday night's game.
Should have changed it after that last game.
Yeah. What you know? What Aaron Rodgers ain't stupid. I bet you he has it as a backup. He has that in his back pocket.
Oh my God.
He's playing the bar. You know that. But yeah, man. The State Farm, all that stuff that I hear, I think it's funny. It's stupid funny that people bring that up. I'm not referring to you, Charles. I'm referring to the analysts on TV and people that bring it up in ESPN. I think it's just ridiculous funny that conspiracy and the State Farm Bowl and, what's next? You know what I mean? It's are we going to loan Garoppolo to the Packers for a quarter? You know what I mean? Just so that we can make it fair. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's the team that plays the best, the team that runs the ball, the team that stops the run, the team that makes the fewer mistakes and is able to move the ball is a team that's going to advance to the Super Bowl. And on paper, the Niners are better equipped in all phases to do so. Yes, the Packers, in my opinion, have a better quarterback than we do, but we don't need a Aaron Rodgers type of quarterback to get to the Super Bowl. When you have a defense like we do, when we have a run game like you do, when we have arguably one of the most creative offensive minds in football right now with Kyle Shanahan, we just need a quarterback that can do what Garoppolo has been doing all year. And as long as we have that, because I'll tell you one thing: if we had Nick Mullins playing on Sunday, we wouldn't have a prayer. We would have a prayer. You know what I mean? Um, or
Why
better,
was that name brought up?
or okay, or better.
All right, next subject, please.
You know, we can always go get Tim Rattay out of retirement.
Backos.
Honestly, you wouldn't feel comfortable having Kaepernick playing Sunday at his prime.
Sorry, I didn't hear anything you said, and I'm not trying to hear you. Moving
What
along.
about what about you,
Moving
Mike?
along to tangible.
What about you, Mike?
Tangible.
Would you like to have Kaepernick?
I just want to win, man. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, man, we with Captain's situation, I think everybody knows what's going on with that, man. Unfortunately,
Oh
he's
no,
going through
outside of that though, if he didn't do none of the stupid stuff he did, I'm talking about just him as an athlete.
I mean, me personally, I don't think what he did
Yeah.
was stupid. I think he just
Well,
did. He did
I don't
exactly
mean
what
like
Tim
that.
Tebow would do. Use his freedom of speech the way he, in his belief. Tim Tebow did it kneeling after he scored in his faith. So Kaepernick, he took a knee for a different purpose. So, um, I mean, hey, if Kaepernick was in a position to play with us, man, are you talking about the prime Kaepernick or Kaepernick as today who haven't
No,
played
no,
in
the
the league?
prime. Forget the Kaepernick today. He can't. He's in, right. The Kaepernick now is like the freaking what's his name for the Seattle Seahawks, the
I
running back.
mean, if Kaepernick was our backup, I don't really think it'll matter much because Garoppolo will be the starter, obviously. So, if he played on our team, cool, man. At this point, I don't think it really matters because Garoppolo's the starter.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
But yeah, I honestly, man, what I want to see going into this game is us going in, dominating them, smashing them in the mouth, and not letting up. I don't think we got a type of team to just take our foot off the gas. I think our team is hungry, man. We're young. We had a losing record. The best thing about this team is the growth and the humility and winning. We understand how it feels to lose. They want to win so bad. They can taste it. They didn't work this hard in these preseason drills and camps just to come here and get arrogant off of a one game victory. They came here to slice that cheese, man. We're gonna shred that cheese. So
And
let's just get this W, bro.
and just want to just read off what Kimmel said, and I love what he said. He says, "I love the different opinions because it helps me understand from another one's perspective." It,
Absolutely.
and that's why we come on here. I mean, if we all three of us
Yeah.
came on here like robots, or we came on here on cue talking about the same thing, um, we probably put ourselves to sleep more than put you guys to sleep. So we have to be diverse. We have to be opinionated, and I have to make Nate laugh and turn the camera around by making a couple of comments that I don't even believe myself, but I got to throw it out there just because I like to see the reaction that I get from Nate because it makes it good for viewers. And that's my job is to get reaction from my boys. I don't agree half of the shit that I say,
What
I believe, but I love to see the reaction because it's good for viewing. Let me tell you, and Nate, you're awesome, brother. So is Mike. So, but moving forward, who do you think is going to get the most sacks from Bosa, D Ford, Eric Armstead, or Nick Bosa, or
coming
Buckner?
from the
Sorry.
interior. It's definitely one of the two boys on the inside.
So who do you think will have a better game between Eric Armstead and just for show talk? I mean, just for the viewers, just a topic to talk about. Who do you think will have a better game? Of course, we don't care who really does, as long as they have one. But just from a show standpoint, who do you guys think will have a better is set up to have a better one, Buckner or Eric Armstead?
Based on the way they've been playing this year and just their scheme, it seems like Buck has been used more to
Good point.
really open things up for other guys.
Good
So I
point.
have a feeling that he's going to be the one grabbing onto people while Eric is cashing in. That's what I think.
I
Chris,
I I, I think it's gonna be a collective effort, man. It's gonna be hard to say because if you look at the way our defense has been playing, everybody's pitching in, contributing. One guy might get a couple more sacks than someone else because somebody created an opportunity, but uh, it's gonna be challenging to say who will get the most, man. It's hard for me to answer that. I just think it's gonna be a collective group effort, and everybody have. I'll be teeing off on Rodgers, man. That's what I think, man.
I agree. I agree. Uh, somebody want to read the comment from that one of those one of our viewers that put a comment up there? Wonder who that is.
It says that's right, baby. Boston sucks. Beantown
I have no
sucks.
idea who that guy
I don't
is.
know who that Boston hater guy is,
I don't know.
but
He's just a one sexy looking brother though. I know that much. I don't know who he is though.
yeah, Beantown sucks. That's what it says.
Yeah,
Um,
sexiness. Uh, let's see. It says Beto, don't cuss me out like that.
he's referring to when you ask, is he a Niner or a Packers fan? I
Oh,
Yeah.
caught that.
okay. My
Yeah.
apologies. My
Charles said, "Don't try him like that, bro. He's a Niners fan all day. He bleed red and gold, baby." He
okay.
said he put the Charles and Charles Haley, man.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. So my apologies, brother. Maybe Rogers can call the general.
The insurance guy, yeah.
Yeah, call the general.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ismail Ortiz says Cap is nowhere near Jimmy G as a quarterback. Okay, I'm just throwing things out there to talk about, man, to get some expressions.
I
Uh,
personally, man, I wouldn't even compare them. Not because of the perceived gap that Ismail is pointing out, more so because they're just different quarterbacks. Cap is a real dual mobile quarterback. Garoppolo, he can scramble if he has to, but he's kind of more so in the pocket. So it's two different quarterbacks, man. You know what I mean? For me,
yeah, I agree. I agree. And Christian says I just laughed at Beto's comment about Nick Mullins and Nate almost jumping out of his chair made me laugh.
see, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. What separate this show from a lot of Niner shows too? We get the fans involved, bro. This is why y'all need to come out. This is why y'all need to come on this show, man, and be out here. Cause all these other shows, they ain't talking to y'all fans, man. Y'all listening, and they ain't listening to you. Like we listening to you while we're breaking it down, bro. So keep tuning in, man. Spread that word. And if you don't want to piss Nate off, don't talk about backups, and please don't bring up Beantown. I'm telling you up front, man. I'm telling you, if y'all old school and you go back to the days, man, he gonna come through this phone like Ghost Dad. Y'all probably don't know what that is. Y'all some youngsters out there, man. But if you were '80s baby, you know what Ghost Dad is. You a '80s
Mhm.
baby, man. You better know what Ghost Dad is.
What's the name of that movie where the guy goes, "I'm coming after you" on the phone? Forgot the name of the actor. You know that movie I'm talking about, right? He says, "I'm coming after you. You can't hide." That's Nate. He'll come after you.
Tell you, bro.
I'm not coming after anybody.
Don't be
But I
lying.
know, I know, I know the Niners defense is coming after Rodgers. I bet that. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
say this
well,
for the record, man. Niner fans, bro. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all gotta expect these trolls. Like I know, I've been hearing a lot of my, Niner companions tell me about Niner trolls. Expect that, man. Like we're in a place that nobody had us being in, right? And we come out of nowhere. We're upsetting the established order. We're taking the hierarchy and flipping it. They had Seattle, they had the Lambs. So we are the number one team, right? So when you go to your jobs and you chilling and you got that one idiot who come up to you, y'all ain't gonna do this, y'all ain't gonna do that, talking that nonsense, man. What Richard Sherman told us this whole season, man, be humble and enjoy this ride. You know what I'm saying?
he was
So
clowning. He was
yeah,
clowning, talking about
yeah.
we're gonna get these dubs. We're gonna
We're gonna
we're
get
gonna
these
shake our
dubs.
hand. We're gonna smack
Yep.
them on the butt.
Yep.
Come on, man. He was clowning.
He was. And at the end of the day, man, we just gotta, man, look,
Yes,
not the
bro.
fans, bro. I'm talking to y'all, man, from the soul, bro. Stop worrying, bro. Like, damn, bro. Like, I understand, man, it's a playoff game. I understand, yeah, we can lose, yeah, we can win. But bro, seriously, dude, come on, man. Like for real. Like, look at our team, bro. We are a legitimate team. You know what I mean? Have some confidence now, bro. It's damn near the end of the season and we still talking about being scared. Come on, man.
Somebody want to read that question?
Hell no.
We couldn't read it, Mike.
Uh, it's it, express kind of English.
You guys are too much. But that's right. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun on Sunday. It's going to. I can't wait to see what Kyle Shanahan dials up. What he pulls out of his pocket, man. He's going to bring out some plays, man. Everybody's going to be playing their A game. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun, man. I really believe, in my personal opinion, that you're going to get a feel of which way the game's going in the first quarter. Going in the half of the first quarter, you'll kind of get an idea of what direction the game's going in, defensively and offensively, in my opinion.
I got a
Oh,
question for the fans,
now
man.
now we're getting disrespected by Christian. Do you see this?
I won a $10 bet against the Packers.
Nah. Keep going. Further down.
Oh, okay, hold on. Um,
That one.
Oh man.
no, men are sexy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, Christian. But we won't get deep into that. Yeah,
You don't think men are? I am not afraid to say men are sexy.
yeah. Well, you know.
Doesn't mean I want to be with a man. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that.
that's a different. Those are two
Yeah,
different things.
yeah.
Those
Two
are
different.
two
Yeah.
different
Hey,
things.
look at Mike. Look at Mike's structure, man. Isn't that a nice looking guy? Look at
I
him.
appreciate that, brother. I
I'm
appreciate
being
that, man.
honest. Look at Nate. Look at that sophisticated. That sophisticated guy that just with a robe, drinking wine, red wine, just chilling back, listening to some
Bourbon, bro.
reggae.
Bourbon. No red wine. Bourbon.
Urban. Oh,
Man.
but Christian, come on, brother.
Hey
What is?
y'all, I got a question for the fans when y'all get a moment.
Go
Go
for it.
ahead.
All right, so um, I know like we're playing Green Bay, but in this game, how do you guys feel from the season and so far? Just like let's just say the playoffs. I'm sorry, forget the season. How do you guys feel about our rotation at running backs with Coleman and Mostert getting majority of the snaps? Do you guys want to see Breida a little more, or do you feel like his fumbling is still a concern? That's the report going around and why his playing time is reduced. Because you remember the last when we played Minnesota, he was out there and he fumbled like you know towards the end of the game, but I don't put too much stock into that personally. But I don't think it helped his perception. You know what I mean? If he's rumored to have fumbling issues and people feel that way, I just look at his big plays and like, yo, I'll take it, man. He's a playmaker. I feel like we need him, but we've been rolling, man. And Coleman's been playing. He had a really good game last week to me. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to see Breida out there more than Tevin Coleman, or are you satisfied with playing Coleman more?
All right.
Well,
I'm gonna answer that one.
Go
Uh,
ahead, brother Nate. This ain't limited to fans. This our panel
yeah.
too. Go ahead, Nate.
Um,
Ran out of beer.
coming
Damn.
into the at the end of the season, Breida had 119 carries and had fumbled twice. To me, that's not much. Yes, he did fumble in the playoff game at the end there when it didn't really much matter. I mean, the game wasn't in the balance. The game was over. It was garbage time, which probably didn't help his persona on that with the
Right.
coaching staff. But I like Breida over Coleman, and I've always liked Breida over Coleman. I was happy to see Coleman play as well as he did last game, but he's not one of my favorite backs. I I don't think that he really finds the hole on a consistent basis. I mean, when they part the Red Sea for him, and he basically, let me put it this way: he, if he's supposed to get 2 yards, he gets 2 yards. He doesn't find that cutback. He doesn't find that crease like the other two backs do. And a lot of plays where he would get 3 or 4 yards, they get 7 or 8.
yep.
Yeah, man. Like I'm gonna be honest, man. I prompted that question because I feel like I don't know. I'm not in the locker room, but as an athlete playing sports myself, if you've had a really good production, a couple fumbles, you get hurt, and then you come back, and then you're like you move down on the depth chart. it might do a little something to your confidence if you don't have a strong mentality to come out there and say, "Hey, I'm gonna battle and get this back and fight." It's almost as if like he's been on a short leash, and I'm not sure if his confidence, like when he plays, if he's mentally there. I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking too much into it, but I guess I feel this way in my heart because I want to see Breida out there. I feel like we need his big plays, man, and he has that speed, man. I mean, he's damn fast. Breida Cheetah, like I'd much rather. I'm like Nate, man. I do want to see him play more than Coleman, but if Coleman's who we're rolling with, I'm gonna have to root for him. But I don't know, man. I want to see Breida more. I really
Yeah,
do.
I agree with you guys. I hate the concept that sometimes Kyle Shanahan likes to say, I like to ride the hot hand. Yeah, you ride the hot hand and you play the hottest. I like the diversity of our running backs. I love that we have three great running backs that at any moment can break for a big play. And in a game like this against the Packers, I would love to see uh, Kyle Shanahan implement all three running backs at different times and see what we can do, not just stick with one. And no matter how good he's doing, I would still like to see Matt Breida come in. I would love to see Coleman. I would love to see Raheem Mostert pound the ball, because then the defense, the defense doesn't really know who to really stop because you're throwing three-headed monster their way. You know what I mean? So, and you keep the legs fresh. You keep these legs fresh. You keep them moving and the pounding and the hitting. So I know he's always going to run with the hottest hand. That's what he does, unfortunately. But I would love to see Breida get the ball more myself. Um, I think he is a better running back than Coleman. I like Coleman's physicality. I like his bigness. I like the way I like him for red zone, running into the red zone type of thing. But I love to see Breida break two tackles and run into the house. And so, and you know what I mean. And Coleman's not going to run away from no D backs. Breida will. So it's just I would like to see something different that we have normally seen in the weeks past. Hopefully, we get that. But this is the ultimate game, and this is the NFC Championship. This is where you pull out, besides the Super Bowl, but this is the majority of the time where you pull out all your tricks, man. You pull out everything out you have, trying to get to that Super Bowl. And I don't think Kyle Shanahan is going to hold back anything that may surprise us. I think he's gonna put on a show, man, and we just gotta sit there and enjoy it and watch our team play because it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Like, we're winning, and I'm not the type of person that wants to, change up things. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But at the end of the day, man, I believe we need Matt Breida. We can use Matt Breida, I should say, in situations of running downs a lot more than we have been. I mean, his speed is relentless. He's fast
Yep,
running back to me. Like when he breaks, he's gone. You can't say that about Telvin Coleman. Um,
But you
I
can't.
just like the way he runs and catches, man. I just want Breida to get more involved. I want his confidence to stay high because we're gonna need him. He's an important piece.
I agree. Ismail says, I think we will be out there but limited. He's talking about
Speaking
Breida.
about Breida,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he doesn't really have Coleman doesn't have that breakaway either, but
No.
Mostert sure does.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah.
He has
Yeah.
power and breakaway.
Mhm. So I don't mind seeing him, and I know that the whole uh, cramps in his calf, because I guess he was sick during the week last week, and so because of that, and he was taking IVs and stuff before the game, and he ended up cramping up, and so that kind of limited his play. So they went to Coleman heavier. Wasn't because he was necessarily the hot hand; it was because he was the
Oh,
better
okay. So
guy.
you talking about Breida, Nate?
Oh, I'm talking about
No,
Mostert, who
Moser.
Oh,
Coleman had
most.
22 carries in the last game, and Mostert had 12.
That's because of
Oh, okay.
Reason they went to him was because Mostert had the calf.
and I think he did that when he recovered the football on the punt return.
Mm,
Punt.
yeah, I don't know, but he said that he was running and he felt it tighten up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
do you guys agree or disagree with this? I mean, it'll be nice to see Coleman have 100 yards, but I'd rather have all three backs have 50 yards apiece and run for 150 than just have one running back have 100. That's just me. So that it'll be fun to watch all three running backs get those yards, and because they all run different. All three of them run different, in my opinion. Most runs a little bit more like Coleman down the middle, but I like to see Breida, man, because I like to see when he runs in the outside instead of the middle, and I just like to see him break one for a good 30, 40 yards. But I hope we see Breida more. I think we will. I think he'll get his share of carries. If he fumbles or if he just gets stuffed too easily, then he might ride the bench. But I think if he gets a couple of good plays, I think Kyle Shanahan will ride him a little bit longer. Do you think how many plays do you think he might get in
How
your
many
guys'
carries?
carries? Excuse me.
Somewhere between 5 and 8.
Wow, that's low.
Yeah, it's gonna be low.
Low. Okay. What about you, Mike?
I don't see it changing, man. That's why I brought it up because I mean they've been riding with Coleman, obviously, and then they're obviously going to Mostert, which I have no problem with Mostert, and I don't have a problem with Coleman. I just want the run plays to Breida to increase more. If he does a 5 to 8 plays, man, I'm just kind of like, all right. I mean, if we win, when we win, but man, it's a damn good piece to have, man, when you got a fast guy like that. But
I want him up at 12 to 15 myself.
I don't understand. So if he had what you said 2 fumbles this season,
Yeah, that's it.
okay. If he had 2 fumbles this season, what is he doing? I mean, why is that enough to sit him down? Like, is he doing something
Uh,
in practice?
I
I
don't
don't think
know,
that's the
but
only reason why they sat him
but
down. I think
those
most of
those
has been
two
playing
fumbles
good.
were pretty close together, and they were
Yeah.
late in the year, so that's why it seems like
Maybe because he had those fumbles, he did get hurt, and Mostert just started emerging. All that in one and
Yeah.
timing, and then
yeah.
Coleman's been consistent. Kyle knows Coleman, so he's probably was like because before Breida got hurt like that, and before the fumbling happened, what was you guys' outlook on Mostert? Was his playing time increased back then like it is now, or was he the guy that he was the third wheel, right? So
Initially, he
you
was.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
did he get more snaps than Breida did as a third wheel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So that tells you right there that fumbling must be a huge concern for them. Or at first I was thinking is Breida still hurt or something? We just don't know or what. But obviously they have something in them that's
Yeah.
saying they feel more comfortable with Mostert than Coleman.
It's weird because we're talking about three running backs that combined for over 400 carries, and collectively they fumbled the ball as a unit 4 times this season. That's it. One each for Coleman and Mostert, and twice for Breida. It's not a whole lot of fumbles, and it's not enough in my eyes to justify sitting a guy down. And you're talking about those three combined were really close to 2,000 yards. And as a team, we ran for over 2,300 yards this year. So, and wasn't a lot of fumbles. Just
Kyle
didn't feel
Shanahan
like
is like he's like that though. He's really peculiar type of coach, man. Just the same thing with Jimmy G when he threw that interception. I'm not saying that's the reason why we ran the ball even more because of that, but I believe that had some type of deciding factor where Shanahan was like, listen, Jimmy, I love you, man, but you're not going to lose this game for me. We're going to run the ball.
I didn't feel that, Beto.
Really?
I felt like um, they were actually playing the pass fairly well, and it didn't make sense. You could run it right down their throat, and they were doing nothing about it constantly. Why not run it? So that's kind of the feeling I got was, you turn around and hand the ball to this guy, and he's got 4 and 5 yards every time. Um, why throw it? And it just made sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I definitely know
yeah.
Kyle Shanahan learned his mistake from that Super Bowl run. He definitely, if he can run it, he's going to run it. He's not going to shy away from that run game. like he did in that Super Bowl run that he did with the Falcons. And we definitely can run the ball. I kind of felt that they kind of shied away, but you make a valid point too. If something's working good for you, why push it with the pass? If you're able to move at will and run the game down the throat, why even attempt to rush it?
Mhm.
I mean, he says it himself. He wants at least 30 runs per game. He feels that
Mhm.
if he gets 30 runs per game, he wins every game that he has 30 runs. And what did we have? 47 runs.
47.
That's that's crazy, man. 47 runs. But
It's a
when you're
lot.
able to run 8 consecutive times down the throat, and they know it's coming, and they
Yeah.
can't stop it, and you run in for a touchdown, that
That's
that
the
was a
kind
statement right there.
that's the kind of stuff that makes a team just quit.
Yeah, yeah. You know it's coming. You know they're running, and they still run the ball. And
They
it
had
wasn't like they broke big runs. It was 3 yards here, 4 yards here.
two of those runs, they had 9 and 10 man boxes.
Yep.
Still did nothing with it. As a matter
Nope.
of fact, one of them was like a 8 9 yard run right up the middle with a 10 man box.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Coleman broke.
crazy.
I mean, it was Raheem Mostert that broke right
Yeah.
through it, 9 yards, and right through that 10 man. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. They were running down the throat at a will. Shanahan's like, if you're going to stop us, you're going to stop this run.
Yeah.
And he
Well,
threw it. I mean, 8 consecutive. I mean, it's on. I don't think I have heard that before. Have you ever seen a team run it 8 consecutive times?
mhm.
You have. It's been a
Yeah,
while for me than I have been.
more than that.
But to make it up to run it 8 times consecutively down the throat the way they did, and then cash it in with a touchdown without throwing a single pass, that would deflate. I don't care how good of a defense you are, that would take your spirit right out. And it did, and it slowed that defense quite a bit, man. And it wasn't the same after that, in my
Well,
opinion.
if you've ever played football, that is basically challenging your manhood right there.
Yeah.
And if you just run right through them like that, it kind of demoralizes them.
Do you think we'll be as successful against Green Bay? Do you think we'll be able to run at will, or do you think
I
they'll be able to contain us?
I I don't think that it's about whether they can contain us or not. I think they have weaknesses in the secondary that we're going to go after and exploit. So we're not going to run the ball like we did against
But
Minnesota.
aren't they the 26 against the rush as well?
Yeah, but the thing is, when you can get explosive plays in the pass game, why are you going to settle for 4 and 5 yard runs?
So let me ask you guys a question, honest question. What are the better chances of turning up? I mean, it can happen either way, but what are the chances of not turning the ball over more? Running it or throwing or pass? I don't know if I asked that correctly or not. In other
Yeah, I
words,
got you.
okay,
Which one's safer?
yeah,
Neither.
really? Please elaborate on that for me.
Well, the thing is, if you have these big wide open holes in a secondary, it's kind of hard to throw interceptions. uh,
You don't think
you
someone like
know,
Kenneth Bourne can bobble it and push it
well,
up in the air and somebody can come and pick it
I,
up?
I guess if you're gonna go that far with it, sure,
It
but
has happened.
yeah, well, if you're gonna run the ball enough, people are gonna grab at it and rip at it, and eventually, you might get stripped. So it could go either way. I
No,
mean,
no, no. I understand. That's why I asked the question. I mean, you got to protect the ball no matter what. But um, I think just running the ball the way we've been running is never safer. And it opens up the play pass. I mean, you got to run the ball in order to open up that play. And
well,
I understand that secondary is vulnerable in the pass, but if they're 26 in the run and we can run it down the throat, kind of like what we did with Minnesota. And then when the
I,
opportunity presents itself for a nice big play and take it, why not?
it's not Minnesota. Yeah,
I think Minnesota
Minnesota's.
was better.
Yeah, but Minnesota's better in the secondary because if we could have lit their secondary up like that, believe me, we would have went after them. They're just not. They're a much better secondary. Their linebackers are better. Their their corners can be had, but their safeties are really good.
Yeah.
Let
And
me let me ask you a question, Beto, because I heard this. Quite a few people feel the way you do. So why do you think that Minnesota's better than Green Bay?
defensively,
Yeah.
just
I
Well,
mean,
all
are you talking about overall or just
no,
defense?
defensively, because that's what
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
defensively. Not nowhere near. I mean, right now,
oh
offensively, they have two better running. They have two better receivers in Diggs and Adam Thielen, but um, Devontae Adams is not a pushover either.
yeah,
No, I
tight.
meant defensively. Defensively,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say yes. If it Here's the thing, it's one position that stands out, the quarterback position. If it weren't for that, Minnesota pretty much, when you go across the board, is as good or better than Green Bay.
yeah,
You
I
know?
agree. I mean, they can run the
Yeah,
ball. They can stop the run. They're
yeah,
more of a powered hit you in the
mhm.
mouth
Yeah.
type of
When you
team.
look at their tight ends, they got two nice tight ends.
Yeah,
They've got two receivers. You've got a solid backup to the running back, uh, and the
yeah.
main guy is
I
good.
forgot his
You know,
name, but yeah,
yeah.
Cook.
But Dalvin Cook, his problem is he likes to put the ball on the carpet. Um, they didn't give him the ball very much, so he didn't get the opportunity to do that this time. He only
Yeah,
carried the ball 9 times. But he has a tendency to do that. But he's very explosive, so he's a big play guy, and their offensive line is pretty good. Uh, I think that they're a much more physical version of what the Packers are.
yeah. The Packers
Uh,
for me are more finesse.
yeah, the only thing that really hurts them is in big moments their quarterback doesn't come through, where
Cousins,
the
yeah.
Packers does. And
Like
I
I asked this question. I don't know if I asked it to you guys or in general, but I asked if you put Aaron Rodgers on that Vikings team, could he do more? Can he do more damage on that team than Kirk
absolutely,
Cousins can do on the Packers team?
absolutely, the Packers are a downgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's got receivers to throw to. He's got tight ends to throw to. He's got his backs. He's got a lot more weapons
yeah.
on,
So
so that wouldn't even, to me, it wouldn't even be a big thing. It's obvious he would be much better. As a matter of fact, Minnesota would easily be the better team if they swap quarterbacks.
I agree. It's um, Green Bay only really has three. It's besides Aaron Rodgers, all they really have is Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. That
No,
they
no
really
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham he's a shelf of his former self, man.
He's not the same guy. You
Yeah,
know
Not the
he's
what?
same
They
guy.
not.
do have this young tight end that
Yeah.
came from Texas A&M, and I do believe uh, that he's going to be pretty good at some point. I mean, they got that Mercedes Lewis, but Jay Sternberger, I really
He's
think
better.
he's going to be good. He's had a lot of injuries, and so she struggled with that. But I think he's going to come around. He's going to be a really good tight end at some point.
Now, I do believe that the Smith brothers are better than Griffin and Hunter coming out the quarterback personally. If anything,
Mm,
this year,
let's put it this way: their front four is not better.
no,
You
but
you might yeah you might give them those two and edge it out. It's kind of like, if you really want to do that with us, are their outside guys better than ours?
oh no,
If
no,
we're gonna stare at stats, but are they better?
but I think that will bring the pressure a little bit more. Uh, than now they did. I forgot his name, but they got one guy in the middle that I guess he's a run stopper for the Packers. He's really good. He's been injured for quite a bit. And they brought him in. He's back. He's healthy again, and he's just stuff to run. I forgot his name.
Yeah, name's Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't know too much about him, so I can't really elaborate on him other than what I've been hearing Packer fans talk. I haven't really looked him up or nothing, but I heard he could stop the run. But I mean,
yeah.
You guys said that your guys is thinking we're going even if they stop the run, their secondary is so
Yeah,
capable of giving us opportunity to throw the ball that it's not really going to
yeah,
matter if we run the
yeah.
ball or not because we'll
They,
be able to exploit their
you,
secondary.
you know what we need to be able to do. We don't need to gash them with a run. We need to just be
Keep them honest,
just effective. Yeah, we don't have to be, uh, dominant with it. Just effective. Just
and I think
enough
we
to
can do
keep
that.
them. Oh, we do it against everybody.
Yeah.
It's I'm not really even concerned about that. The thing is, they're going to get gassed for big plays, 20 plus yards over and over again. So
I think the only thing that we really suffered against the run was against Arizona. Prior to Arizona, we had a good game against the Ravens, over 160 yards. Pretty much everybody we played, we ran over 100 yards. I think the only one that we kind of fell short below our standards was that Arizona game. Uh,
second one.
the second one, yeah, the second one.
Well, that's because we got behind 16-0 and started throwing the football.
True, oh yeah, true. Now,
Yeah.
people say that our team is not that good against the run, but can a lot of that be a factor that we played a lot of mobile quarterbacks, and that doesn't
No,
really tell the truth about the running?
no.
No.
Actually, people try to commit to the run against us because they are, I'm just going to say it, ineffective when it comes to passing against us. When you average 169 yards a game passing, you got to do something else. Really, you need to beat us by throwing the football. But if you're going to, I haven't seen a team run and beat us. You know, I mean, Baltimore, maybe. But, these other teams were not beating us running the football. You're not going to beat us running the football. You need to throw.
And we're good against the throwing too. So it's just that's what I love about our team.
Yeah.
We're good at all the areas. We can stop the
Yeah.
run. We can stop the
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, we're a little susceptible this year to the run. A little. There's definitely some hold, but the thing is, people always want to discredit that offense. Our offense was a second highest scoring offense in the NFL.
Yeah,
We averaged just a tick under 30 points a game. You got to keep up with that. Uh, I think Baltimore was the only one that outscored us uh, during the regular season. But you can't sit up trying to run your way to 30 points a game. It's just not going to happen. So you have to take something away from us offensively, or you have to get in the passing game and you got to put some points up, which teams have been successful doing that from time to time. Not consistently, but we've had games where we got lit up by people's passing game. Most notably, New Orleans
New Orleans, yeah,
didn't
Breeze.
win, but they lit us up.
What what kind of numbers do you think it's fair to say that Aaron Rodgers may have?
Who knows? Who cares? I don't know. You know, Numbers don't mean that much to me. Uh, how effective is he going to be is the question. Because you could have 350 yards and get destroyed.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, look what Breeze had against us. He had a lot of what do you have over 400 plus yards and still
Yeah,
lost the
but he
game.
didn't get destroyed. We had to go toe for toe with blow
Oh,
for
I see.
blow.
What you talking about putting the
What I'm
pressure
talking
on him,
about is like
being in his
wasn't
face.
wasn't what's his name? Lamar Jackson had about 500 yards between rushing and receiving in that game that they lost to Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah he had a big ass
All those
game.
numbers for what?
Him as a quarterback position had a monster game.
Like I said,
Unfortunately, nobody else kept
yeah,
up.
for fantasy football numbers, he had a big game. He had a terrible
You
game.
would think if you just look at his numbers, you think they blew the Tennessee Titans out of the water.
They had 12 points, right?
12 points, yeah.
Yeah. Mm, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah, do you guys think honestly, in your opinion, that the Niners can dial up that same pressure against him where he's maybe they don't sack him as much as the first game, but they get in his face to the point where they're harassing him every play where he feels the presence either of Bosa, of Buckner, of D Ford. Because you got to remember, he didn't feel D Ford's pressure. He only felt it. They only felt it coming from one side. Now, give and take. What's the name? The young kid, 93. He's hurt now. Wasn't Jones?
DJ.
DJ Jones had a monster game that game. He was destroying the middle. But I think Armstead is strong enough to do the same in his, But I think we're gonna collapse. I don't care if Balaga is back. Balaga is a great, tackle. He's great. He's going to the Pro Bowl, but you can't contain good pass rushers for the majority of the game. They're gonna get theirs, and when they do, and Nick Bosa, I really believe whether he gets sacks or not, he'll harass. I mean, which way can Aaron Rodgers run? If he runs to the left, he's going to run towards Bosa. If he runs to the right, he's going to run towards D. If he steps back and trying to run forward, he's going to run into Buckner or Eric Armstead. If he does, look at Cousins. He did a couple of boulets, and what happened to him? He got the ball out, but he got hit quite a bit for doing that. So I think with K1 Alexander and D Ford, we just got faster on defense, and I think we're going to be in his face at all times. They may do a little pass and dunk the pass to Aaron Jones, but I think we're going to meet him as soon as he catches that ball and hit him hard to the point he's going to feel it.
Well,
so he'll get his catches, but he's going to get dropped quickly.
Yeah, he had I don't think it was. I forget which one it was. They had one of their running backs that had like 7 catches in that last game, just like
that was Jones.
I think it might have been the other one.
Oh, Williams. Williams.
Yeah, Williams, I think, was the one.
Yeah. You're right. It was
Williams. And you also had Adams had 7 catches, but there were no yards.
Yeah.
I mean,
the catches don't matter if you don't get no yard from it.
Yeah. He had actually Aaron Rodgers completed 20 passes for 104 yards.
Yeah.
That's a lot of completions for 104 yards.
Yeah. And again, that's without D4 and K1 back there.
Yeah.
And they were able to do
that. I don't have any expectations that he's going to have numbers like that. He's not going to have numbers that bad.
Oh, no.
No way. Yeah. Even though we're set up with better personnel, we're not going to have those results.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is too good, too smart to do that. But when that pass rush comes, man, let me tell you, I don't care how good you are, man. You're right. He'll have better numbers, but if I was Aaron Rodgers, man, I wouldn't be too comfortable playing on Sunday, man, because he's going to get. If he stays clean, which I don't see it, but if he stays clean, if we don't get to him quickly, that's going to be a little bit of a concern. But I just don't see us not getting to him to the point where we disrupt. And if anybody knows or has followed Aaron Rodgers, he's the type of guy, either he has a smile on his face and playing happy, or he has a grin on his face and playing pissed off. And when you get in his face and you smack him around, you harass him, you throw him off his timing, he gets into a slump where he gets pissed off and he can't get out of it. And I think that's what we need to get him into, because if he's smiling, we're in trouble. I don't see it happening, but we're in trouble, man. I think with the Buckner, the boys are gonna eat, man. They're hungry. I mean, that game against Minnesota is gonna look like nothing compared to the Packers, man. They've been hearing all this BS about they're getting their revenge, how Aaron Rodgers is going to play better, how Devontae Adams is going to, all this, how many yards he had against the Seahawks. I'm going to tell you, those boys are seeing this, they're reading this, and they're going to make a statement come on Sunday, man, and we're going to have a nice victory, and we're going to be talking on this show how bad we blew their ass out come Sunday night. And it'll be fun to discuss, man. But For the sake of the show, as we come to a close, what can, in your guys' mind, be realistically, um, what could go wrong in our behalf where they can get a win? And I want to get that from each of you.
Okay, first off, uh, it would be easy if we do something like we did against Arizona and get down, 16-0 because we're playing poorly. Absolutely, they can beat us.
Okay.
That would if we come out and they come out like you know on fire like that, that would be a problem. Yeah, I could see them beating us coming out the blocks like that. You got a
Okay.
question here in the chat. It says it's Kimmel.
Who who is it? Kimo, let me bring it up.
Yeah, says if the Packers win the coin toss and actually deferred the ball, do you think that the Niners will attack the Packers secondary right away? Yes, they're going to come right out after them, I believe. Um, there's no reason not to. You um, the expectation is for us to turn around and hand off the ball, and that's probably what the Packers expect as well. Um, my thing is you should come out and go right after them, and if you go right after them, you know, maybe you can stop them when they get the ball, and next thing you know, you're the team up 2 scores, and now it's really interesting. You know, there's a good chance of them really falling back in the wrong direction if we get that kind of a.
So if we can score 7 points in the opening drive, that'll really be good.
No, I mean, it's always good to score first, but just scoring 7 points on the first drive is like, are you going to stop them right after that and put it in again? That's where it
Yeah.
changes things up.
I think do you guys think that three consecutive stops is equivalent to a turnover? If we can stop their offense 3 times consecutively, 3 and out, do you think it's kind of be like kind of like a
It
turnover?
it only that firmly depends on whether or not you score when you stop them. If you don't score when you stop them, it really doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant.
I think we
Good,
had
good
what
point.
7 3-and-outs.
Oh my,
Minnesota had 7 of them.
yeah. Sorry about my dog. She hears something and she hears ghost. And she goes crazy. But yeah, I think you're right. I think if they fall behind 16 points, 14 points, it can be a little bit. They can't. I mean, they can't climb back. I want to get Mike's point on that, and then after
Good.
Mike's answer, I would like to ask you guys: do you think that Garoppolo can afford to throw two interceptions and still come out by winning the game?
Well, it was a couple points I was going to chime in on, but I was letting you guys dialogue, man. Some good stuff you guys were talking. Um, Before I forget, I think going back to the topic about Minnesota and Green Bay match, the way they're perceived, I personally see it from another perspective. I think, you know, considering that they played a full season, they didn't really have significant major injuries for a long period of time. I know Dalvin Cook was out for Minnesota, but I think I personally think Green Bay has has shown that they're the better team, despite what Minnesota has on paper, despite what Minnesota's capable of being. The fact is, they didn't beat Green Bay at all this year, and we're playing, to me, the better team. You know what I mean? Is Minnesota more talented? I believe they are. I agree with you guys on that, but I don't believe that they are the better team this year. They do have more talent. A lot of teams have more talent, but are they playing up to it? Dallas has a lot of talent, but they didn't even make the
I didn't say
playoffs.
that.
So,
I didn't say that, Mike.
and to the point that you guys were just discussing a minute ago, I think that uh, with Green Bay, as far as running the football and getting the ball to their playmakers and things like that, I don't honestly, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really see a lot of things they're gonna do to us. I just don't. If Garoppolo throws like 2 interceptions. Can we win? Yeah, we can still win, but it will not be depending on what type of game we're playing. If we're running the ball, it'll be a grind out game where we eat a lot of clock. So we might dominate the game, but it might be like kind of like the Vikings where we didn't really pull away till later. Like it might be that kind of game. Or if we do come out passing more, yeah, because if he throws 2 picks, you best believe he's going to throw 3 touchdowns. So Garoppolo's shown a history of after turnover he makes a play. So, but I think my biggest thing to answer your question, um, I know Nate was saying that he gave his perspective. Me, I feel offensive. Getting down early. Honestly, I'm not really worried about that because we've shown the ability to come back and win when we played Arizona. So we have a team that don't get down early much, and when we did, we still came back and won. I'm more concerned about a Steelers type of performance offensively if I had to have one. Having a lot of turnovers, that are unnecessary, self-inflicted turnovers more so than them doing anything, things like that. Like I've been saying at the beginning of the show, we beat ourselves is what gives them a chance to win. We take care of the football, we play our game, we're going to beat them down again, smash them again. Like, I'm not worried about Green Bay. I'm really not. I'm not taking them for granted. I'm not saying that they're a horrible team. They certainly deserve the seed that they're at. But when it comes to San Francisco and them, we're better, period. And we're going to, as long as we play our game and take care of the ball, we're good. So,
It's a valid point. Valid point. Now, keep in mind, Green Bay is nowhere near, or Arizona nowhere near Green Bay this
No,
year to fall behind on.
no.
I see your point. But just for the sake of my nerves, um, I don't want to see that. I don't want to prove you wrong or right. I should say. I just don't want to fall behind. I think we can jump on. I think if we score 7 points, our defense will come out playing even more aggressive than normal. And if they get a stop and then we get another touchdown on that, um, it'll dictate how far our game will go. I think if we can get them, if we can get 2 stops and we get a touchdown and a field goal out of it, I think we'll be good dictating the game going forward. But it's just what I want to see. I can't wait for the game to start, man, because it's just here and there. Once the game starts and I start seeing the fire going and the bullets flying and seeing our linemen going after him and see how uncomfortable Aaron Rodgers gets and seeing the cut in the running game from Devontae Adams, how he's running. If Mosley is on him or if Sherman's on him, will give me a better feel of what is going to take place. So I'm anxious for that. I can't wait for kickoff. It's going to be fun. But before we end the show, I wanted you guys real quick get your guys' perspective on the first game. I know it's not our game, but it is it is going to be a team that we face in the Super Bowl. So what's you guys' thought, in your opinion, who's going to win that game and why, in your own opinion? And any of you guys want to start it, go ahead.
man, I'm going to be honest. I think that game's going to be tougher than people think. I'm not saying that Tennessee is going to win. I do think Kansas City, in this situation, they have enough firepower at the quarterback position to win. But I think Tennessee is going to be a formidable opponent, and I think if Tennessee did beat them in the season, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know how healthy the teams were, but I'm aware that Tennessee beat them. But if I tell you what, Tennessee is capable of beating Kansas City. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did. They've shown the ability to beat the other top AFC teams. Why not make it 3? So I do think Kansas City's a better team, though. I don't know that Tennessee can upset this type of Kansas City team with Mahomes playing the way he's playing. But we'll see. I think it's going to be a really good game. I do. I think that game is better than our. Is going to be better than our game.
Interesting. What about you, Nate?
Likewise,
I
I
don't. I don't
don't
see
think
Nate
I
anymore. Think he
I
got
don't.
disconnected.
No,
Nope.
he's talking.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I can't hear him or see him.
Yeah. I don't think that Kansas City is going to get beat by Tennessee. Um, I believe they're capable, but it basically has to fall the way these last two games have fallen. They they played New England and they played
Yeah, I can't hear
uh,
him or see him.
He's
yeah,
talking. I'll let you know, Mike.
Gotcha.
yeah,
He's talking.
and they got out the blocks early and they got these early leads and they were able to just hammer that big running back at these guys for nearly 200 yards. And if they don't do that, they're going to get lit up, and it's going to be hard for them to keep up if they can't control the ball and control the clock like that. And I just don't see them being able to do that. So it's going to be a much tougher road for them against Kansas City.
Were you able to hear him that now, Mike?
No, I can't.
Okay. Yeah, he was talking about Kansas City and the Tennessee game. How he doesn't see Tennessee beating them. Now I was trying to get Mike to work, so I didn't listen to your last comment.
Yeah, I don't.
Can you repeat your last comment?
Oh, I don't know if he can hear me.
No, he still can. I was trying to relay that to him, but
Oh.
I was trying to get him to work. Give me a second, real quick. Let me see if I bring him in. Can you hear him now, Mike? Talk real quick, Nate.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, not
I
yet.
don't think he hears me.
So I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at the screen, and we're all on there.
Yeah, I can see it.
So that's weird. But anyway, we're about to close. You guys both can hear me, so I'll go ahead and finish this, and you guys can both hear me. But I also agree. I think Patrick Mahomes is a special quarterback, and I think he is going to be amazing, and he's going to do. But I really believe that it's hard to win 3 games in the playoffs, but what travels well is a good running game and a good defense, and Tennessee has that. They have one hell of a running game with Derrick Henry, and they have a hell of a good defense that can particularly stop or slow down Patrick Mahomes. Now, what I mean by slowing down, it's not necessarily the defenses might have to slow down Patrick Mahomes, but if Derrick Henry is running the ball, and Patrick Mahomes is sitting on the sideline and not able to throw, that's another way to stop him as well. And so for that, I'm taking the Tennessee Titans over the Chiefs, and I think they're going to go in and shock the world, man. I mean, going to Baltimore is not easy, and beating them the way they did. Going to Foxborough maybe, but even with that defense, I mean, they were pretty impressive. But going into Baltimore, everybody expected the Baltimore not only to make the Super Bowl but to win it. Pretty much everybody expected 90% of the experts called Baltimore to win that game. So I think the Titans will definitely with that running game will come out with that. So I'm taking Tennessee over the Chiefs, and it's going to be one heck of a game between the Niners and the Tennessee Titans. And I think it's going to be difficult stopping that run, especially with that run game. But I think we can do it. But I don't see the Chiefs getting past unless they get out by the refs. That's a whole different story. But if the refs don't butt in and that run game's on fire, because I think Derrick Henry gets about 180 yards, he had 195 against Baltimore, and the Kansas City Chiefs defense is worse than Baltimore's.
You ain't going for $180 every week. He went for $180 against New England. He went for. He's not gonna do all that, man.
It's going to be an interesting
His
game.
time
I
is
know a lot of
coming.
people are picking the Chiefs, rightfully so.
Hold on, Mike. I'll give it to you last. Nate's still talking. I'll give it to you right now, Mike. Go ahead, Nate. Finish off.
Oh, that's good. Go ahead. Let Mike.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, I was just going to say, apologize, Nate. I can't hear you.
He apologizes. He can't hear you.
I was just going to say real quick. I think that game is going to be more interesting, man. If I had to pick a winner, man, it's tough. Like, part of me feels Tennessee actually is going to win, but I will admit I think Mahomes is going to be a much better task and quarterback than what they've been playing in terms of performing. So they did what they had to do to stop Lamar Jackson, but I think Mahomes is a better passer than Lamar Jackson is right now, and I think he's a way better athlete, obviously, than Tom Brady. So that's something they're going to see a better athlete, a real good athlete, and a passer. Something they haven't seen. They just saw the athlete from Lamar and then the passer from Brady. This time they're going to get both, so it's going to be a lot tougher. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick, man.
If he's sitting on the sidelines watching Derrick Henry run the ball, and he don't get opportunities, I don't care how good you are if you're not on the field.
Yeah, but I'm not so certain that they're not going to make the most of their opportunities, even if they don't win time of possession. I think Mahomes is good enough to counter a lot of that stuff. I mean, that man put up 50-something points. We can't dismiss that.
You can't take that away from Patrick Mahomes. And I like what Nate did. He turned on his volume on his other phone so he can hear you now. Smart move, Nate. Huh? Yep. That's why I muted you on my side so you can hear him. But I love that. Good job there, Nate. But yeah, so that's awesome, man. It's going to be fun. That game's going to be interesting. What a way to start the NFC Championship on Sunday with that type of game, and then our game at the end, man. But whatever happens. May the best teams win on Sunday. May the best teams win. I know the Niners, but may the best team win, and whoever wins, it's going to deserve to be represented. But I'll tell you one thing. This is where you guys may not agree, but I'm an NFC guy. So if the Packers do get by us, I will root for the Packers over Tennessee. Or I don't think they'll win, but you got to root for the NFC regardless. That's just me. I'm an NFC boy. I hate the AFC.
I'm a Niners guy. I don't care about the NFC.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I don't like the Chiefs fans right now, and I don't like the Packers. So if that happened, I'd probably rather see Tennessee beat them and root for Tennessee if they get there. But
so you're rooting for Tennessee quietly. You're rooting for Tennessee.
Well, honestly, I'm rooting for only us. I don't give a
damn.
Not
you, Mike.
No, I'm saying if we don't make it,
don't care.
I'm not with the AFC, NFC. I have no allegiance to a conference simply for the fact that we play the NFC too much for me to like any NFC team. Like I would never root for Dallas.
Okay.
But for the AFC, I don't like the Chiefs fans right now. I know one personally, and a lot of their fans are getting way out of control with their 51 points. So I'm just saying if Tennessee did win and they played Green Bay, I would prefer Tennessee to win over Green Bay. However, I don't like nobody outside of the 49ers, so it's either my team or bust.
And that's a good point. That's a good point.
My phone's on 1%, Beto, so if it goes off, man, I ain't.
No worry, I'm shutting it down before it goes off. I don't want you to blank out. But every fan base is disliked by another fan base. I mean, right now everybody's saying that the worst fan base there is the Niner fan base. They're more obnoxious.
Haters.
But they're haters, yeah. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Niner Sickness Show on YouTube. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified in the future when we go live and talk about your beloved 49ers. Wish you guys the best. Have a great night. Have a nice weekend. And go Niners. Bang, bang, Niner.
Go Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.